Hello to you all. Millie Lloyd, hope you're all good. Old School Gamer 1971 with my top 10 for beat 'em ups. If you could please like, subscribe or comment. I look forward to seeing your list down below in the comments. So without further ado, at my number 10 spot, Super Punch-Out! Came out for SNES in 1994 and was developed by Nintendo. The original was released under several different names across many different systems, including Frank Bruno's Boxing. As for the second, it was Nintendo only, I'm afraid. The game you can't really button mash on, you have to learn patterns and weaknesses. It was a tough game with a steep learning curve and with no save, but it was enjoyable and very rewarding, especially when you won. In number 9, Barry McGuigan's Boxing. For the Amstrad CPC 464 in 1985, developed by Activision and Mastertronic. This was the first boxing game I ever played. With it being on Amstrad, it could only do so much. It only had one button as per standard, and yet managed to give the game a variety of punches depending upon how far you were away from your opponent. This was a good but complex game, with no save function meant you had to do it all in one go. And by the way, Boom Boom Bertie is still a knob. At 8, Bad Dudes vs the Dragon Ninja came out on arcade and Amiga, both in 1988, developed by Data East and Imagine Software. Bad Dudes I have completed so many times over on arcade and Amiga. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up. It was one of the better ones. Fluid movement. If it had a cliched story, save the girl, but a solid 2-player game. Bring it back. Never enough games like this on the console. Knights of the Round. System, arcade, SNES and thankfully PlayStation 4. It came out in 1991 on arcade, 1994 on SNES and 2018, about 3 weeks ago, on PlayStation 4, developed by Capcom. Right, let's start this off the way it should be. I found this downstairs at a local arcade. It drank away my money and I happily walked home that day. When I got it for the SNES, it was 2-player instead of 3 as it was on arcade, but it was such a good conversion. I had to hunt it down on import. It was similar to Golden Axe, but with a level up system and a lot better graphics. Very fortunately, about a month ago, Capcom announced they was bringing out this wonderful value pack that was going to be like have all these games on, and in amongst there was Knights of the Round, so I got to play it again and it's still as good as I remember it. 6. Mortal Kombat 2. Right, let's just be honest about this. Mortal Kombat was a bit of a letdown on SNES, the Green Blood fiasco, and this needed to be good. The arcade game for the first one wasn't that great, but the second one was, and people expected it. It was nigh on perfect rendition of the arcade game. It was smoother, it had more characters, faster paced and more enjoyable than the first. It also was the bloodbath it needed to be compared to the first game. In at my number 5 spot we have Streets of Rage 2. Came out on the Mega Drive in 1992, the PlayStation 3 in 2009 and the PlayStation 4 in 2018. So I remember going round to Mark Topless's house till 3 or 4 in the morning just to play this on 2-player. It was a fast-paced side-scrolling beat-em-ups with special moves. In my opinion, this was the best of the 3, honestly, but with the characters, they're so very different with different fighting styles. I cannot wait for Streets of Rage 4. Number 4, Victory Boxing. Came out for the PlayStation 1 in 1995 and was developed by Victor Interactive. I remember playing this for the first time. It had different weight divisions and they fought completely differently. You have a 100 fight career or retire after becoming champion and defending the belt 10 times. It's not the fastest nor the best looking, but certainly it's a good game. My best record was 96 wins with 4 losses with 96 knockouts. At number 3, Double Dragon. Came out on the arcade in 1987 and the PS4 in 2017. Developed by Technos Japan. Completed this many times on arcade. One of my favourite co-op games of all time. It's the normal girlfriend gets abducted and you must save her. Fluid gameplay, often imitated but not very often beaten. My number 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting. Came out on the SNES in 1993 and a updated version for the arcade in 1994. Developed by Capcom. This is why I got a SNES, to have this on your TV at home. I still think this is the best Street Fighter game. Fast but still controllable and not overly complicated controls. And it had good graphics for its time. This was to me the absolute best that Street Fighter ever had to offer. And so on to my number 1, Tekken 3. Came out on arcade in 1997, PlayStation 1 in 1998 and was developed by Namco. To me this is the king of beat 'em ups, a story for each character, an ending for each character to boot. Smoother and better graphics than the previous entries by an absolute country mile. A must for any gaming meetup, okay? House rules. Winner stays on, loser provides drink. So, please, Namco, make an anthology collection. Every game and every ending. I guarantee you it will sell like hotcakes. Well, that's about it for today. Enjoy your day. Old School Gamer 1971, signing off.